What to do? Welcome back to the Mic Check Podcast. This is T Word, the People's Champ. Thanks for tapping in. Today is the day, y'all. It's fight day, July 29th. It's finally here. Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford for welterweight supremacy. This is the Mic Check Podcast. Before we get into the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, show some support to the channel, drop some cash app if you feel like it. We good with everything today, y'all. Today is a holiday. Super excited about this one. Y'all already know this is the prediction video. I don't necessarily need to tell you all who I'm predicting to win because you know who I'm rocking with. You've seen Q's take. He's picking Terrence Crawford to win. I'm picking Errol Spence to win. I'm going to get with him shortly, and we're going to figure out what this wager is going to be, some push-ups or something like that. He don't gamble, so we're just going to get a little gentleman's bet and come up with something. Maybe we'll play it out on air for you guys, and we'll get that part figured out. But for now, I'm going to tell you not only that I'm predicting Errol Spence to win the fight, but I'm going to tell you how, and then we're going to get up out of here. So, as you all know, these two guys have been dancing around each other since roughly 2018 when Terrence Crawford moved up to 147 pounds and took the title from Jeff Horn. So he becomes the WBO champion. At the time, Errol Spence was the IBF champion. He went on to pick up the WBC strap and then the WBA strap. So that's Kell Brook, Sean Porter, and your Danis Ugas have fallen victim to the big fish, the truth. And now Terrence Crawford, in my opinion, is going to suffer the same fate, and here's why. So let me tell you all the reasons that Terrence Crawford should win this fight. First of all, he's got a speed advantage. He's got a footwork advantage. There's times that he's shown throughout his career that in an in-ring scenario where he's got to make a decision on the fly, he's shown a higher ring IQ in that regard. That's not to say that Errol Spence isn't adaptive. It's just to say that when they're in there toe-to-toe, Errol's going to want to go to the corner and think it through and talk with his coach and come up with a plan. Terrence Crawford is going to make an executive decision right there in the ring. That should give him an advantage. In addition, he's also a switch hitter, which he uses to his advantage. He uses one side to figure you out. He uses the other stance to execute his game plan. That's something that can be tricky for a fighter who hasn't seen that continuously throughout his career, which pretty much sums up everybody, right? And then there's, of course, the knockouts. He has that concussive power that one striking blow can change the trajectory of a fight. These are all the reasons that Terrence Crawford should win this fight. However, my simple reason for Errol Spence winning this fight is because he's come to seek and destroy. And I believe that his chin is going to hold up better than anybody Terrence Crawford has ever faced. And because of that, this is going to create problems for Terrence Crawford throughout the fight. One thing we know that Spence is going to bring to the table is a high work rate. Many believe that because Terrence Crawford is such a sneaky counterpuncher that it's going to make Errol Spence put his hands in his pocket and drop his work rate, which is something you've seen from Crawford opponents. That's not going to happen in this particular fight today, simply because Errol Spence is a warrior who's going to go in there and he'd rather go out on his shield fighting and swinging than sitting and waiting. So he's going to continue to throw punches. The thing he's going to need to worry about most is just getting his head off the center line and getting out of the way of those sneaky punches. Now, what we do know is that Terrence Crawford throws a lot of looping shots. They kind of come from awkward angles, which works to his advantage because they're sharp and fast. But Errol Spence throws a lot of straight punches. This is going to allow him to get inside, deliver straight punches to the chin, face area, the neck, the shoulder, and then he's going to begin to work on that body. When we get into, let's say, the mid rounds, I'd say 5 to 8. If we get that far, expect Errol Spence to start to break Terrence Crawford down piece by piece. And at some point in this fight, they're going to have to consider stopping this thing. That's just my opinion on it. I believe that the punishment and the aggression that's going to be shown by Errol Spence Jr. is going to make it a hard night for Terrence Crawford. And while he has all these physical tools and advantages that should work for him, I believe that the man that's being put in front of him tonight, the truth, Errol Spence Jr., is going to make it very tough for Terrence Crawford to walk away as the undisputed champion at 147 pounds. We're going to crown a new champion tonight. My prediction is Errol Spence Jr. Would love to get your thoughts in the comments. This has been T-Word from the Mic Check Podcast. It's man down over here. I'll catch y'all on the flip. Peace, y'all.